Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 23rd regular meeting of council. I would like to call the meeting to order at 5:31 p.m. And I'd like to call on Deputy Mayor Marecki for the land acknowledgement, please.
I'd like to acknowledge that the rural municipality of St. Andrews is located on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, and Dene people, the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration.
Thank you. Be it resolved that council adopt the agenda as amended with the addition of the following items. Number 9.1, under approval of account September 19th and September 22nd, 2025 check detail report amended and attached is the September 22nd, 2025 check detail report. Item number 10, correspondence for action. S. Kaltenberg, request for support for petition to develop hospice care in the Interlake and Eastman region. Can I have a mover, please?
Mayor, I'd like to take 11.8 off the agenda if we could, please. Be the residents' letter for RRPD. Has no relevance to the agenda in any way, shape, or form.
That is for council information.
Okay, but it'll still be
Councilors like or myself have been dealing with this for quite some time.
yeah, it'll still be part of the minutes though.
Yeah, it's for an information item.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure when the agenda becomes a complaint department for RRPD.
Councilor.
The taxpayer who wrote the letter requested that it be brought to all of council's attention.
Okay, so this could be done internally, not on an agenda.
But how would the taxpayer then know that I
Who's the
actually followed
taxpayer?
through
His
with
name's
it?
not even on there.
That was a choice for some.
So it could be anybody.
There's issues ongoing. It's concerned for retaliation.
I'm just following the taxpayer's request, that's all.
Yeah, I'm not even quite sure how it even made on the agenda, so.
Again, it's filed as an information item, so all of council is aware. Okay, mover. Was Councillor Mandor. Seconded by Councillor Slaker. All in favor? Those opposed? That is carried. Next, we have reception of delegations. The Selkirk and District Community Foundation Vital Signs Report. Welcome Meredith. Borchers. Congratulations on your new position. And also it's Dave Thorne and wait, I know it's
Deborah Bett.
Deborah Bent. I knew it was Bent. Thank you, welcome. All of council members are familiar with the word. Okay, thank you.
Great. Well, good evening. I see the sun has come out, so that's a good thing, right? After such a dreary day. Want to thank you for inviting us to speak with you tonight. We're here to be able to give you just a little bit of a quick overview of the Vital Signs Report, Mind the Gap 2025. And as we said, I am Deborah Vitt. I am the current chair of the foundation. This guy over here is the past chair. And Meredith is our incoming executive director. And so we are thrilled to have her with us now. She is continuing on as the community development officer until middle of October or so, and mentoring together with Bev. So it's going to be a great transition. So we're here tonight, as I said, to take a look a little bit at the 2025 Vital Signs Report. Now that report has been published, and we are 7,500 copies are under lock and key in Meredith's office. I can't even get one. David can't get one. He tried, but he couldn't get one either. And we are happy to share them with everybody on October the 2nd. So we will tell you a little bit more again at the end of this presentation. But we're holding a town hall on the 2nd of October, and we would love it if you could come. Before we get started, on behalf of the board, we want to first and foremost thank you, the RM of St. Andrews, for your not only your financial support, but your participation in the gathering of information for this vital signs report. It wouldn't have been possible without your cooperation with our researcher and our writers to pull together important information about the region. So we want to say a deep thank you for that. The first report, I do have a copy of the old one, and you guys probably do too. 2018. We've spent the last year and a half working on this follow-up one. As you know, Vital Signs is a community checkup. It's used by community foundations across Canada. And this time around, we believe we were able to do a bit of a deeper dive and worked a little closer with community members to ensure as many voices as possible had a chance to be heard. That's our board, by the way, if you want to take a look at it. We've got Brandon Sutherland is co-chair of the report together with David, and Meredith has been our staff lead on the report. We also used Probe Research for most of our research, and Shirley Muir from, I always forget. PR House. I always forget her deal, but PR House. Pardon?
Thank you for not remembering.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, as we said, we expanded our research efforts, holding 2 town halls. I think some of you were at some of the town halls. And the first town hall was to set the research direction that we were going in. And then the second one, we brought people together and we were able to share ideas for community action. So this happened just this last spring, right?
June?
June, yeah. This last one. And what we did was we were able to break people into groups. They saw a portion of the report, and then they were able to offer their own ideas for community action. We also held a survey, which had a really good response. And we also had 5 small group interviews in an effort to reach even more people who would not have attended the town halls and probably wouldn't have taken the survey. It was our goal to find out who's not at the table at most of these consultations and how do we have a conversation with those who might be impacted. So the groups included the youth. So Meredith and Brandon Sutherland went off to the high school and had a chance to meet with the Kevin Lopuk's World Issues class. And that was really enlightening about the information and things that they are concerned about and celebrating. We also had a group, you went to PASS, right, with the Indigenous community. And we had Tristan Drylick, who was part of the committee. So we're working together with people who use harmful substances and who also might be unhoused. So we were able to get a little bit of information from them. And also to the newcomers in our community. That one to me was one of the highlights of some of our small groups. And by newcomers, it's new immigrants to the community. We invited people to the Gordon Howard Center, and we had over 25 individuals who identify as newcomers to the community. And we learned so much, and they learned so much from each other. It was wonderful. And I've told this story before, but there was 4 or 5 young men who were working in Selkirk, and they got talking about, oh, what can you do? You know, what are you going to do? It's summertime when, you know, it's hot. What are you going to do? And someone across the room said, well, why don't you go to the pool? And they said, well, we didn't know there's a pool in Selkirk. So it just showed us that those people who come into our communities, no matter which community of the 3, there's gaps, right? They're doing their best to plug in, but they don't even know how to plug in or where to plug in. So that was one of the ahas for us, moving people out of silos into conversation. So we thank everybody who took part in the process, the hundreds of community leaders, survey responders, town hall attendees, small group participants. As I said, people were pretty engaged and we learned a lot. And in addition to the stories from the community, this report is also driven by regional data. So when you're going to look at the statistics, you're going to see that we've presented most of the numbers to represent the region as a whole. And so when you get the report as well, there are 2 QR codes within the report that you'll be able to pull up the research data that we use to base our report's findings on. So I find that really helpful. Technology has enabled us to do that. You'd also find it on our website. This time around, the technical report, which I'm pretty happy about. So we're moving on to the sectors. The report from 2018 had 8 sectors. This vital signs report has 10. So we're looking at the Indigenous community, health and wellness, youth engagement, education, housing and shelter. That was a big one. That one has most of those sectors, all of them actually, have 2 pages within the report. Housing and shelter has 4. Food security and access, that was another one that brought people together out of and encouraged conversation. The environment, transit and active transportation, recreation, culture and heritage, safety and security, and income and work. So within each of the sectors, and we're going to highlight a couple of them tonight for you. David will be doing that in a minute. Each sector includes some personal stories that speak to individuals' experiences and hardships and successes and challenges and all sorts of stuff. And we tried to capture the realities behind the 10 sectors and give readers and leaders some context and a chance to know a little bit about the realities. And then each of the stories are backed up by 3 to 4 data points. And then a list of 3 things that we can all do as a community to improve our region. So it's got a lot of, it's colorful, and if you like graphs, there's graphs, you know, and there's lots of opportunity to dive into as much of the story as you want. There's great photos of the wonderful faces that make up our corner of the world, and you're probably going to recognize some of them. And one of the things that I'm deeply proud of with this report is that we were able to, with each of the sectors, include one of the calls to action from the TRC report. And if we couldn't, if there wasn't a natural fit between the TRC report and the sector, we went to the MMIWG Commission report to make sure that we are holding up the calls to action from the TRC. David.
Okay, so let's jump into slide 4, which is housing. So Pam Jenkins, let's take a closer look. When the foundation hosted community forums back in 2018, I was present there as well. For the first vital signs report, people back then told us housing was a concern, and it was the #1 gap back then. When we met again last year to learn what people in the region, said were challenges, guess what? Housing was again the hot topic. We heard people say that there's a lack of seniors housing, lack of affordable housing, and options for young people. One of the interviews we conducted was with a former resident of the Tri-S region who had to move out to Tyndall to find a housing unit that was more suited to her needs as she aged. So it really told a story. Housing prices, my goodness, we can all hang on to our wallets. The data points in this section, flushed out some of the other challenges people face when looking to purchase a new home. One of the data points shows average house prices in the region and then in Manitoba. In St. Andrews, the average for a single detached house in 2024 was just about $545,000, up from almost $375,000 in 2016. So 8 years of is quite the jump, but there was a jump in every community. You're not alone. At the same time, we know the most recent housing data from Stats Canada doesn't always reflect what is currently happening or describe the core challenges our region faces. So this sector includes a story that lists the housing initiatives recently completed or under discussion as of mid-2025. So this includes a recent proposal for a large 55-plus housing complex that is before council. Jumping over to slide 6, this one was brought up in one of the smaller groups there. I was really happy to hear it. So the transit and active transportation. So we have a story in the report, and the headline is one I know you'll get a thumbs up from the local youth focus groups. So as Deborah said, we tried to get some of the groups that don't traditionally get heard and sat and met in a quiet space with some youth, and they were all over the arm of St. Andrews with 2 thumbs up for your active trails. And I'll jump right in a little bit more. So when our team spoke with the youth during a focus group for the 2025 report, the teens were pumped about the arm of St. Andrews and the walking cycling trails. As you know, you've got over 10K of trails in the RM, but the teens we spoke with during the consultation process say they feel safer getting around the region. Their parents feel better about them going visiting their friends, and whether they bike home later at night because they're not worried about getting hit on the side of the road. One teen told us, my brother has one friend that lives on Main Street, and now his mom's way more comfortable with him biking over because of the bike path. He's able to stay over later because his mom's not scared he's going to get hit in the dark. It might sound trivial, but that's huge in a safety perspective, and a real kudos to the RM here. So when we jump over to slide 7, the kilometers of trails stat and the statistics show the hard work that your RM has done, has put in to establish the active trails network. So a new data point for the sector is kilometers of natural trails per 1,000 residents. Good news. Our region's rate of 0.65 kilometers per 1,000 residents is over a third higher than other areas such as Winnipeg. So we are way ahead of our bigger city to the south. And then last but not least, we'll jump to the employment and poverty stats. We'll take a look at income and work here. And here we see the impact of COVID on our community's financial well-being. The poverty rate data point shows that in 2016, our region was 11% of residents were living in poverty. In 2021, it was 10%. Meanwhile, 2016 unemployment in the region was 5.2%, and in 2021 it rose to 7.8%. Again, we need to keep in mind that the role of the pandemic played here. Unemployment was higher, poverty lower due to the fact that people couldn't work, but could collect the CERB benefit. In the report, we've included context notes beside these and other data points that require an extra level of explanation. Okay, so again, I'm not diving into the report here. I'm giving you a sort of a high level 50,000 foot view of what's to come. You can certainly, once you get a copy, dive right into that and expand on it a little bit more using the QR codes and all the data. The 9th slide, the MMF daycare. So this sector also includes a story about the Little Infinity Child Care Center, which opened last March in the RM of St. Andrews. So MMF spokesperson Anita Campbell shared with us that the MMF is now working on another 40-space childcare center in the region and brought it to our attention, the importance of the extended daycare hours. And that's been something that we've heard over and over again, that it's not just your traditional 8 to 4, Monday to Friday, that they want to see later into the evening, overnight, 7 days a week. So that's exciting. And then currently none of the region's 21 licensed child care centers have aftercare options. So people are telling us in this year, we want more than the traditional, but the stats tell us this is what you got. So there has to be some sort of a shift going forward. And what does it do? Well, it makes it harder for shift workers to find, balance work and childcare issues or duties. Expanded daycare hours to evenings and weekends will make it possible for more parents to enter and grow in the workforce. So it was really interesting to see some of these data points come to life once we dove into it a little bit more. And I know council will enjoy that read once you get your hands on a copy even more. Okay, Deborah?
So at the foundation, the vital signs report is a really important tool for us. And we know that you're going to have it on your desks. You've had the 2018 one to use, and we'll be able to refer to it when you have it for the coming years. For us, we take a look at the report, and what it does is it enables us to take a look at where the granting needs are the most in our community. So, and it also helps those who are coming to us, to the foundation, looking for a grant, to hold on to the report. It'll be available online if they don't have a hard copy, and say, you've identified A, B, and C. We are asking for a grant that will help the foundation to help the community fulfill A, B, and C. So it's a really good cross-cultural tool for us to use. And each sector includes 3 things anyone can do to make a difference. One of the learnings that came to me out of the 2018 report is it says in there 3 things that we can do, and people thought that the foundation was going to do all 3 of those things. And so the learning out of 2018 was no. What are the royal we going to do in response to some of these concerns or some of these highlights, and how can you make them even better? So we are committed as a foundation to host focused community meetings to bring people together on the top major needs that are raised. So we heard time and time again, people are working hard, volunteering, doing whatever they're doing in their work life and in their home life, etc. They're exhausted and they don't have time to do that cross-pollination that happens, right? Between ideas, between community members. And we are committed to host some focused community meetings to bring people together. And yeah, we're gonna do another vital signs within another 5 years. So the next group of board members will be coming with Meredith in another 5 years. So hopefully that data will take us up until that point. And then we use the data to strengthen our strategic planning. We'll be working on our next strat plan in 2027. And our donor partnerships, what it does too for our donors and our executive director to be able to take a look at a vital signs, hand them a report and say, this is what we're doing in our community. Do you have a place here that you wanted to put some of your funds? Do you want a place where you think that the funds should be going more? What interests you? It really enables the donors to have a wider view of what we're doing in the whole community. And then, as I said, it affects our granting as well and how we do that. So you are invited October the 2nd, Memorial Hall, because, you know, it's worked there for the last 2, well, might as well go back again, right? Thursday, October the 2nd, doors open at 6:30, from 7 to 8. David and I will be walking you through a program filled with all sorts of fun and excitement as we launch. Yes, David, that's what's happening.
Okay.
Yes.
That's regional meeting of all municipalities around the capital region that night in Headingley. So you're gonna lose Selkirk, St. Clements.
We heard from
some of us.
Oh, that's too bad. We did not know
I
that.
don't think everybody goes to it, but
No, Councilor, Deputy Mayor Marecki, I believe
Yeah.
you're going to vital signs.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, we're just at St. Clements today as well, and they've got some people coming. We will make sure that the councillors go away with enough copies for the board. Okay, with that,
yeah.
that would satisfy
Great.
that?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
good, you're welcome. So it'll be an hour-long program at the hall, and when everybody leaves that day, as I said, Meredith is gonna finally give up the 7,500 copies or so in her office to share with everyone and be able to take home a copy of the report. So again, on behalf of the board, we want to say a huge thank you to you for participating in the events, for being there as a financial resource, and also for your wisdom in going forward. So we thank you for today.
Well, thank you.
And we're open to questions if you have
Thank
any.
you.
So you're welcome.
This report sounds exciting. Council, do you have any questions for anyone?
I know, until you get your hands on the report, right? I know, we're all listening.
Yeah, and again, as I said, 50,000 foot view right now, just to give you a little bit of a taste of what's going on. When Deborah said that, you know, we use it for our granting to ensure that, you know, the community's told us this is the way we want to go. So we're going to follow that path. We're not just going to be, oh, I like you and we're going to grant you some money over here. Or, oh, you've got a great color car. I'm going to, you know, grant you over here. No, the community's been very clear over the last, you know, year and a half. This is the way we want to go. This is the priorities we want to go with. And seeing that housing there on again is I knew it was coming. I didn't realize how strong it would be. So there's a lot of hurting people out there who, especially seniors and young people who can't afford a house. So that was very, you know, that aha moment for me was there. But yeah, getting back to the granting piece, we use it every time we come together for grant committee meetings. So
Perfect.
really good stuff. And
Thank you.
I can't wait till you see it. So
And by the way, the next granting session,
Yes, October 1st deadline.
October 1st deadline. So if you know of people in your RM that are looking for grants, October 1st deadline. Okay, all right.
You had it in the paper about that too.
We sure
You
did.
saw that in the paper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
When is the giving week?
November, the Monday is the 11th, so it'll be the 12th to the Saturday. Yeah, and we'll be at the library on Saturday, the whatever that Saturday is, the 16th, 17th, whatever that is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for all your hard work, everybody. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Right.
Next item on the agenda is council reports. Thank you everyone for following the report. Does anyone have any questions? Councilor Slaker?
I just have one, and maybe I'm not understanding it, but I recall reading an email. Mayor, so you have on here for the, Captain Kennedy House. So that got awarded to a private sector. to
Well,
run the building.
currently, that is still under discussion. with the
So why
ministers.
is that still in discussion? Like, why is the RM
Well, that's
fighting?
why I will update council once the meetings with the acting deputy minister and the ministers finish. At this point, the Captain Kennedy House Renewal Committee aren't fully involved because they have been for 10 years. There's a lot of information yet that is amongst the board and the ministers can't be released yet. I will release them soon.
Okay, but my question is, I'm not understanding why the RM is stepping into a tender, I guess is what it's been called, that's been offered to a private entity to run this
Again.
organization.
I will advise the RM once discussions are continuing with the province.
So you're not answering my
Teresa, it-
question, why are we in discussions with the province when the
Because
tender
this
has
has
been
been
awarded?
ongoing with the municipality. Captain Kennedy House is very vital to our tourism. and heritage.
I'm well aware of that, but why are we trying to put the RM into running a restaurant when a business has come forward to do that?
Councillor Slaker, I advise, we're in discussions with the renewal committee and the province. I will advise council when there are updates.
But that's not answering my question.
Well, you're asked,
I think if we shared that information now,
it's,
then it might cause an issue.
yes,
But I'm still not understanding why we didn't just accept it. Is that a better
Councillor
way to put
Slaker,
it?
no. I will update council once the CEO is completely correct. This could prejudice anybody. We're in discussions. I will update council. You received the main information that went to bring you. At this point, I'm not obligated, or I can't at this point say anything further on this.
Well, I have had a talk, players ask me the question, so I'm like, I don't know what the answer is, so that's why I'm asking.
I'll update council when the information is built. And you could also refer them to the renewal committee or to myself as a committee member. Any other questions on the council reports? Thank you. Management reports, August 25th monthly management reports. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Councillor Slaker.
Just on the deputy CAO, just a question. She's not even here, so it
She's
doesn't
on-
matter.
Vacation.
What happened to why the phone system has been delayed? been working on that for 2.5 months.
I can actually speak on that a little bit. I've been helping out with the project there. So Valley Fiber actually just got the administrative office set up with the phone system earlier last week. They still need to return and set up public works, fire chiefs, and remote offices like the recreation manager. But it is forthcoming. We're about halfway there for completion. Then they'll switch over from the existing phone system to the new one, and we'll have a
Normal answering.
we'll have an IVR when you call in the office. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I just wanted to comment on the path system at Parkdale Road, the work that was completed there. I guess we're just waiting for the maybe the posts or whatever with the walking signs, but I've actually saw a person crossing the road there the other day, so I was quite impressed. And even at Lockport, it looked really good. Looks very professional.
Thank you.
So I thought that was something that we can hang our hat on. So
They're waiting for a couple of posts and working with MI on that. There's been a little bit of issues on post heights with MI and so, but it's moving forward, yeah.
yeah, it's an improvement, even turning to go north. You know, it's good. And some of the other projects that we've completed, I think you know, we're really noticing that work being completed now, that it's coming towards fall and the end of fall, and it's nice to see the progress.
Yes. Yes, I'd like to highlight a few things that I noticed in the management report. And I guess what I'll do is I'll just start with the Director of Municipal Safety, Jordan Asiak. I guess some things that jumped out, and also I've been talking with him about different issues in our wards. Of great interest to me is the contract for the animal control officer. That's going to be, from what I understand, closing shortly. There's also South St. Andrews Fire Hall, 38 calls for service in the month of August. 22 calls were for medical first responders, 8 fire and 7 vehicle collisions. Other highlights are the public works department. The patching crew has been out for August and continues to be working now. Of course, the removal of the installation of the lower profile speed bumps on Captain Kennedy Road, and of particular importance I guess to us here is the engineering department has surveyed 11 ditches and are now ready to be cleaned out. So kudos to them for getting that underway. Also, I'd just like to ask our economic development officer, Braden Barnett, about the Kilkenny development, which is located off Donald Road. There's about 20 odd lots that have been developed and including say road. I understand that the RM is going to be taking over or has taken over possession of the road and whatnot. So I guess that's 2 miles of snow to plow in the winter. Nevertheless, Braden, could you just kind of update us on that?
Yeah, that is the final, third and final phase of the Heatherdale developments between Rossdale, Donald area. Like Councilor Marecki said, approximately 20 lots that were created there. The final phase, we just had a construction inspection at the end of August. So it is now on warranty, but yes, it is now our road to take care of. However, there is still a warranty period for minor deficiencies with the road construction and drainage and culvert installs and swales and things like that. But that development is complete. We're still monitoring it for that 1 year. There will be a warranty inspection just to verify that everything has been taken care of, but we can consider that one as complete. And there are building permits that will be applied for that third and final phase right away. I've had inquiries already. Yeah.
Thanks, Braden. That's all.
I understand that Trevor's not here, but maybe Brent's able to just give a quick update on the road construction. What's going on? Everything's going good?
Yeah, everything's going good. We sent an email out last week and they've moved into the southern region now. And the stabilization is working good. They've had a number of people in. The original owner came in to see how it was working and he had input. So we've been really pleased how that's going with that provider has been very, very good in reacting to, the tender's been awarded, get out to do the work, contacting the RM, keeping us informed with what they're doing. So that's been really good. And the covering the asphalt will be happening soon as all the roads are done. So they're in this, so this week, weather's cooperating. And then we're following up in it. Millions will be done too on a number of roads.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, thank you. Bylaws and policies, bylaw number 4422, public reserve closures. First reading. Everything has been attached. This was brought up by Braden at the last meeting. Has everyone read the bylaw? May be it resolved that council will adopt the September 9th, 2025. Oh, sorry. Did I miss something?
I don't believe so. No.
It's the resolution for the first reading.
I missed the draft council meeting minute.
No.
Why is this in my file? For adoption minutes. Yeah, 4.1. Did I get that one? That was before the delegation.
Yeah, you didn't do that one. I thought maybe you could do it later.
Okay. Can we back it up and do this one now? It was adoption. Adopt the council meeting minutes. I missed that one, 4.1. They were before the delegation. Okay, be it resolved the council adopt the September 9th, 2025 council meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Dornbos, seconder, Councillor Feeblecorn. Were there any errors or omissions? All in favor? That is carried. Sorry about that. Now we'll go to bylaw 4422. Be it resolved that council give first reading to bylaw number 4422, being a bylaw to close a public reserve, roll number 7984 as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Feeblecorn, seconder. Councillor Mondor. Admin, you gave an excellent report last meeting. Is there anything you wish to add to this? Or just following up from last discussion?
Following up, this will be the first reading. It will be a while before we get back for second, possible third. There'll have to be a public hearing, consultation with community planning. There may be some minor amendments to the bylaw for wording if there's like mineral rights and things involved. But this brings it to the table and allows us to start those discussions. Yeah.
Thank you. Any further questions? All in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Approval of accounts. Be resolved, the council approved the September 19th, 2025 and September 22nd, 2025 check detail reports as amended. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn, any comments or questions? All in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. 9.2, August 31st, 2025 financial statement. Gary is here. Does anyone have any questions on that? There's no resolution to be read for that. Does anyone have any comments or questions? Okay, thank you, and thank you, Carrie, for it, and Colleen, for everything you're doing. I have one question. How soon will it, is everything going to the auditor for the audit? Any
We
idea?
just had a meeting about that today. The 22nd will go by next Friday. The 2023 audit's going to go by November 15th or before. And 2024 audit's gonna go December 15th or before. I actually expect it to be only a couple weeks between 2023 and 24, because I've done a ton of work on 24. So I see everything progressing fairly quickly, and I'd like to thank B and Jim for all their work that they've done with the RM to date, and the amount that they've helped us getting these audits to completion.
Wonderful, and I think on behalf of council, we can thank all of you for what you were locked into and what you had to go through. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions on the financials? Okay, we'll move forward to correspondence for action. For the R meeting, October 2nd in Headingley, be it resolved that be authorized to attend the R meeting held October 2nd in the R at Headingley. Who will be attending? Councillor Dornbos and Corn, myself. Dornbos, Councillor Hunt, Councillor Corn, Mayor Sewell. Brent, you will be attending.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that. It's a hard decision for the White House signs and this, so far I've told Janet I'm going to this, but I'm still thinking about White House signs and, you know, for the CAO to be there might be important when we're applying for grants that, you know, we're in support and so,
Oh, well, we don't need you a resolution,
yeah.
Bradman.
If you don't see me at this, I'll be at White House signs with
Okay.
Deputy.
Thank you. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mondor, seconded by Councillor Dornbos. All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. RM St. Laurent administration fee for processing school taxes. They've attached, I believe, yes, they did attach information. They want to put forward a resolution at the AMM. Whereas school divisions throughout the province establish their own mill rates based on the assessments of the municipalities within their respective catchment areas and are subject to approval by the Minister of Education. And whereas the province of Manitoba mandates that municipalities collect school taxes and remit them to the school divisions within their municipal boundaries. And whereas municipalities are responsible for incorporating school tax requirements into their annual financial plans, calculating the amounts due and remitting payments in 3 installments, the final of which must be paid in full regardless of whether all taxes have been collected by the due date. And whereas the Council of the RM of St. Andrews proposes that a small percentage of the school taxes collected on behalf of school divisions be allocated to municipalities in recognition of their administrative role in facilitating the collection or remittance of these funds. And whereas municipalities serve as the first point of contact for residents seeking clarification on decisions made by school divisions and on credit programs implemented by the province, reallocating valuable municipal time and resources away from other priorities. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the RM of St. Andrews requests that the Association of Manitoba Municipalities lobby the province of Manitoba to commit to a comprehensive review of the process for facilitating school tax collection and remittance, and to formally recognize the administrative role municipalities play by implementing an appropriate administrative fee. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Dornbos, seconded by Councillor Mondor. Any comments or questions? Councillor Dornbos.
It's probably a long time coming. I can't believe that, the more you think about it, how many times this has happened where staff have to take all that time and effort for these taxes to be implemented. This is a great idea.
Yeah. Any further comment? All those in favor? That is unanimous. It is carried. Item 10.3. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Inclusion Selkirk AGM and fundraiser being held on September 25th in Selkirk Golf Course. Could I don't know, who would like to attend? I will be attending.
Oh, thank you.
It's in 2 days. I don't know if you'll be able to get it. This was late.
It's okay.
Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Mondor, seconded by Counselor Dornbos. If you want Deputy Member Marecki, I can call Maria Freeman to see if somebody could have canceled or, because they have to let
Sure, okay.
the caterer know. So it'd be resolved that Mayor Sewell and Deputy Mayor Marecki attend. The event, I'll check for you tomorrow. Okay. Was that, did I ask for the vote? All in favor?
There we go.
Unanimous, that is carried. Item 10.4, Selkirk District Community Foundation Vital Signs. Be it resolved that Deputy Mayor Marecki. Does anyone else want to attend?
I might like to.
Counselor Mondor. Be authorized to attend the Selkirk District Community of Foundations Vital Signs 2025 report launch and celebration event being held October 2nd in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Slaker, seconder. Counselor Evilcorn. All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. 10.5, Manitoba Watersheds Conference in Brandon, everything is attached. Be resolved. Who would like to attend? Counselor Hunt?
I may just have to confirm and I still get the time off.
Well, we'll put it just in
Okay.
case.
Can't go.
Janet will contact anybody anyway for hotel and all of that. So be resolved that Councilors Hunt and Feeblecorn be authorized to attend the 2025 Manitoba Watersheds Conference being held December 1st to 2nd, 2025 in Brandon. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Sliker, seconded by Councilor Dornbos. All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. 10.6, Napier Emergency Consulting. Be it resolved that be authorized to participate in the October 9th, 2025 virtual session hosted by Napier Emergency Consulting titled We Kneel Where the Trees Once Stood, Grief, Grace, and Going On, with presenter Serena Lewis. All the information is attached. Who would like to attend? It's a Zoom. I'm not able, so we'll file for information.
Yeah.
This lady was a presenter at the last AMM, one of them. She was very good, very good. It was all about that shooting, all the people, what they had to go through in Nova Scotia, that big shooting. Yeah, but it's unfortunate. We have to file for information. Thank you. Item 10.7, Selkirk Steelers NHL Legends event. Be it resolved that council authorize sponsorship to the Selkirk Steelers NHL Legends event taking place October 9th to 10th, 2025 in Selkirk, and that might be authorized to attend. First of all, is anybody wanting to attend?
I think I'll attend, the owners of the, Stevens are St. Andrews residents, so.
Okay, did you see? Well, okay. The sponsorship, quite costly.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first time we've gotten a request. For
Did you not
this.
go to the dinner last year?
That was through MMF.
Ah.
MMF are big sponsors, and there was no cost. That was at Rocks.
Yeah, that's what's confusing all of a sudden I see this come up with this $3 sponsorship.
Yeah, big dollars.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry, I can't personally, I can't support that. Is there a cost for just the dinner for you to attend or?
$285 for a single ticket.
$285.
Okay, gala ticket option, $285 single, $1,400 for 5, or $2,500 for 9. That's over and above the, no. There's some seating in This is, yeah.
Full table, 9 seats is 2,500. I have a problem supporting that. Which page are you on?
Bottom of this, that's that same page that you just saw the. whole
That
thing.
was an email.
Oh,
I'm looking at.
No, I'm locked out.
poster.
yeah, it's on the bar, like the three-page poster, 4 page.
Personally, I think we should be filing this for information. For various reasons.
Deputy Mayor Markey, did you still want to do?
No, I'll withdraw.
You could buy it.
I'll withdraw.
Okay. Council's in agreement, file for information. Yes?
Yep.
Thank you, file for information, thank you. I'd still like to see a photo of Deputy Mayor Markey then. Okay, next item, 10.8 AMM Fall Convention. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the AMM Fall Convention being held November 25th, 27th in Winnipeg. Who will be attending? Okay, and I will, so everyone except Councillor Hunter, will you be attending?
No.
Okay,
Like I said last year when we did the FCM one, I'd rather go to FCM than to AMMs.
okay, could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mondar, seconded by Councillor Sliker. All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Oh, item 10.9. Gaynor Family Regional Library. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Gaynor Family Regional Library special announcement event being held on October 8th, 2025 in Selkirk. Who would like to attend? Or Councillor Sliker, could you speak to that?
Okay, this is the kickoff for raising funds for the 6,000 square feet that we took over. The plans are in, they look beautiful. They've already obtained a good chunk of money. So now this is the part where we're looking for the public and some smaller businesses and stuff like that. It's very similar to the last one that we all went to. With the hors d'oeuvres and all that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to tour the library and see all the designs of what's coming for that new section, because it really is fantastic. So I'm really hoping that all of council can attend and bring your spouses as
I'm
well.
gonna ask this open to the public.
And
Oh,
you have to have
okay.
an invite.
Pardon?
You have to have the invite, as the thing says. You have to email back that you're coming.
Oh, okay.
But
So who would like to attend? Deputy Mayor Marecki, Councillor Dornbos, Councillor Mondor, Councillor Sliker, well, you're on the board, Councillor McCorn, will you?
I've got volleyball.
Okay, so Deputy Mayor Marecki, Councillor Dornbos, Councillor Hunt. Myself,
And the CEO.
CAO.
Too.
There's no cost anyway, is it? So. Okay.
no, they're just looking for numbers, that's all. And it, like I said, if your spouse wants to come, please let the office know so they can include that number on the
We'll only
email.
do that. Okay, so I got everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
except Councillor Feeblecorn and the CAO is attending, okay. So be it resolved that Deputy Mayor Marecki, Councillors Dornbos, Mondor, Slaker, Hunt, Mayor Sewell, and the CAO be authorized to attend the Gaynor Family Regional Library Special Announcement Event being held October 8th in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconded by Councillor Mondor. All those in favor? Unanimous. That is carried.
Thank you, everybody.
Item 10.10, S. Kaltenberg requests support. Whereas access to appropriate hospice care is essential for supporting terminally ill residents and their families with dignity, compassion, and safety during end-of-life care. And whereas residents of the Interlake and Eastman regions currently lack access to dedicated hospice facilities An individual are often placed in long-term care homes that are not designed or resourced to provide specialized end-of-life hospice care. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Arm of St. Andrews supports the petition entitled Develop Hospice Care for Terminally Ill People in Interlake and Eastman Region. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Marecki. Seconded by Councillor Sliker. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Now, I didn't have this on, I just got a call from South Fire Hall. I just went, there's no resolution prepared yet, we'll do who can attend. South Fire Hall, the Fire Commission has chosen the South Fire Hall to be the kickoff location for fire prevention week, which is quite good. So, I just got a phone call yesterday from one of the members. It's October 4th from 12 to 2. And that's also when they have at Harry's Foods. And it's also when they have their breast cancer fundraiser. So I just want council to be aware. I'm advised as soon as the details are available, like the exact times, but definitely, because he said speeches will be between 12 and 12:30. So far.
At the fire hall, you mean?
No, it'll be at Harry's
It'll
Foods.
be at Harry's with the
Yeah.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So I'm just giving council the heads up. If able, we can do a resolution later.
Nice. Congratulations to them.
Okay, correspondence for information. Does anybody have any comments on any of the items on Councilor Doornbos?
I just want to reiterate that that letter should not be in here in any way, shape or form.
Why do you feel that way?
It starts a
Councillor
precedence because it's a complaint and it shouldn't be on here. In 3 years, I've never seen a letter like this on the agenda about something anonymously. So the person's name's taken out. For all I know, it could have been just for Councillor Feeblecorn putting it in.
But he's a taxpayer.
I don't know that. Could be someone from St. Clements, could be someone from East St. Paul or West St. Paul.
Well,
So,
I'm not.
So I just,
That I would do that.
this is all I'm trying to say. It shouldn't start a precedent for something like that because maybe you're gonna get a complaint that the library is closed on Sunday or the airport's too loud. What are we gonna do about it? You know, you told me that you're not gonna have more planes flying there. So I just want to say, I don't want to start a precedence on there, so I'll say my piece on it.
We
That's it.
used to have these long time ago.
Well,
We had compliments and complaints.
in 3 years, I've
So I
never seen.
didn't think it was an issue to have it on.
Was this complaint forwarded to RPD for their complaints department through that as well, or?
The resident has been working with RRPD, yeah. And this goes along with other ones that I've had this summer as well. I've had, contractors, developers, individual tax people, trying to work with them to find ways to make it a better pathway. I think what the taxpayers are trying to say, and please just remember another thing, it's not a great entity for a lot of people that are trying to work within it. And it's gotten very over, it's got like 26 members, where when you look at South Interlake planning, it has way bigger areas than us. They have 12 staff. And there's still developers that are attaching their stuff to Cloud Permit and sending it in and then having to be told, no, it's not there, and then have to have a meeting and go in. I think all these people just want us to remember that there are issues still that exist daily, maybe not daily, but from time to time with it.
And I don't want this to be, it's not just RPD, it could be anything. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's what I'm here to speak about, and that's why it's on there.
Counselor?
I do agree with Councilor Dorbus. I feel like this should have maybe gone to the board member of RPD to bring forward. But
Well, I still, Counselor Sliker wanted this put on the agenda. It's been ongoing with this resident. They just wanted council to be aware. Okay? And it basically, they still, as it starts out in the email, that apparently we campaign to get out of our RPD and they want to push for us to have our own planning board, not understanding how expensive that is.
Correct. There's balls on both sides. I'm not saying there's not. But it's just, yeah, there's still issues and I just want, the taxpayers want all of us at the table to understand that.
Okay, so that email could have been sent to each one of us as well.
But then the taxpayer would not have known that I've actually done it. I'm putting it out there is what I'm doing.
Deputy Member Markey?
Yeah, I would just say that, okay, I acknowledge the letter, but, in future, I don't think this is the right forum for it.
Said my piece.
Good, move on.
Okay. Any other comments on the information items? The only thing I want to bring forward is the Auditor General's report. Page 13. Highlight St. Andrews, because this has been a few years already. I just want Barbara St. Andrews. It was regarding, apparently, somebody obviously filed a complaint about the $713,000 COVID funding, how it was spent. The conclusion is it was unsubstantiated, but there was concern, comment made about the first payment. Now, this is all last term of $80,000. The RM was unable to provide support for the first payment. Now, when the new board took over with Troy Reimer, that was last term, he came before council as a delegation to advise when the new board, which would turn out to be excellent, came into a situation where there was next to no funds in the bank account, no documents, no invoices. They were 7 or 8 years behind in GST payments. So the new board had a lot to deal with. So I've been asking for well over a year, you've heard, for the financial statements from 2020 and 2020. That's me. Is there any will of council, once we get that, to turn this over to an agency for investigation?
No. We're just worried about the $80,000 that they can't seem to have a bill for. Is that what we're kind of looking for?
No, this was a check that was given to them. There was no income coming in during COVID. That's what the issue was. And obviously, we're again rehashing stuff that is in the past by 5 or 6 years. Let it go, Mayor Sewell.
Is everything else?
The Auditor General has looked at it. We've come through a clean bill. And as if you don't know who made the complaint.
I don't know who.
Yes,
made
you
the
do.
complaint.
You know
How would I
exactly who
know
made it.
that, Councillor Hatch? How would I know that? You make allegations, you make statements with no backup information whatsoever. I do not know who made this complaint.
As long as your conscience can state that, that's fine.
I can look myself in the mirror every morning I get up, every single day.
Just remember when you're pointing at me, there's 2 pointing back at you too, so. Anyway, leave it alone.
I think the auditor general, we got this report a while ago. There was nothing found wrong, so we've got now Troy's board did wonderful. We have a brand new board that Councilor Deputy Mayor Marecki and I went to meet them. They're all doing a
I know,
fantastic
the
job.
boards are wonderful,
So
but
let's
so
move
I
forward.
just want to be clarified that the council is, there's no concern.
No,
There
there
was
is
no
not.
money left in the accounts when the new board took over.
Correct. Let's just move forward is my thought.
Okay, I wanted that on the record, thank you.
I have some, a comment too. So I just want to be on the record and vent this out so it's heard. I'd come to St. Andrews from West St. Paul. Well, it's going on 3 years now. And while the transition week that happened, it was in the Winnipeg Free Press that West St. Paul and St. Andrews were being investigated. And so I had to answer a lot of questions wherever I went. The Auditor General's investigating, you know, if it's the RM, the CAO in both places. And I'm just concerned that they started talking about this in 2022. And it was in the paper, I believe in February 2023. And the investigation took 2 years to complete. So it's published in August 2025. So allegations hanging over councils and CAOs, not just myself, for over 3 years, because when it was in the free press, they had announced a year before that 13 RMs had allegations against them and were going to be investigating. So my concern is, it took so long to do this to clear the two municipalities that I was involved.
Councillor Slicker.
I appreciate your comment and I can certainly understand where you were, but our issue had nothing to do with you. And I'm quite prepared to tell all my taxpayers, as I do all the time, you are new with our council. The South St. Andrews Community Club has come a million miles in the 11 years that I've been watching it and paying attention to it. And the last 2 terms of people on it, I had great faith in those, and I have fantastic faith in the people that have it now.
Oh, so do I.
So I don't want to see us go backwards, and the Auditor General is fine, let's move forward, and again, all the taxpayers. Current CAO had nothing to do with this.
While we're talking, man, the past board was fine too. They all had all kinds of struggles. All these community clubs had struggles. They're our biggest community club next to Petersfield Permanent Club. And you're going back and still you got a vendetta against council or them because there was a code of conduct filed against you because you wouldn't sign a check.
Now, there was Deputy Mayor Hobie, and that was based on a legal opinion. But yet, the group of 5 just chose to come after.
Number 5, I see.
We need to let that
Here
go
we
and
go.
move
Exactly,
forward,
Mayor
please.
Schul. Let it
Just
go.
Stop,
Let it
everybody
go.
stop and move forward, please.
Well, see, and why I brought this up, and has been bothering me since I was interviewed by the Office of the Auditor General, that it came from a former finance guy put in his investigative report that the community club did not need the funds. And that's why the 80,000 is mentioned in that there was no backup documents for that.
Again, that's not up to you to make that decision and you never had that information in
I'm
front
not
of you at the
making a
time.
decision, I'm
No, you
bringing it
didn't.
before
It was
council.
agreed by council that you pay it, and that's when it's a resolution of council, you follow that
Yes.
resolution.
I found that out, I
Yeah,
did,
you found that out.
but also
Because you lost
if
the
you
code of conduct.
recall, in George Cuff's report, the CAO DJ Sigmundson had plenty of time to provide council with financial information, but chose not to. That was the kicker, but the majority of council at that term chose to ignore that.
It's unfortunate you live with all this animosity.
I'm only stating the facts.
In your head.
There will be more to come, trust me. Council.
Is that a threat?
No, I'm giving you a heads up.
Oh,
I was no threat.
good. We
There's
move
nothing
on.
to threaten you with.
Point of order, can we just move on, please?
No unfinished, new business, signing of development agreement S-22-2956. Whereas the developers required to enter into a development agreement with the municipality as a condition of approval for subdivision number S-22-2956. And whereas the development agreement has been prepared to include the items deemed necessary by the municipality, including 30-meter wide buffer area along the Red River measured inland from the ordinary high water mark, restricting further development, payment of capital development levies, easement requirements, and any other standard deemed necessary by the municipality. Now therefore be it resolved that the Arm of St. Andrews authorized signing of the development agreement with Brenda Joyce Cardinal and Michael Paul Haddad upon payment of any development and administrative charge. I would just note there's an error in Joyce. There should not be an L at the end.
That's correct, yeah.
There's a spelling error. Okay, Brandon, do you have any comments on this?
No, this is a subdivision from 2022. There was some amendments to the conditional approval letter. But this is just creating one additional lot to the north and consolidating the existing separate title to the south. So there's a consolidation and a lot split, but this was all presented to council in the past. Yeah.
Thank you. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Dorenbos, seconder. Counselor Slaker. Any further comments? All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. I give you the Commissioner say.
Start.
Next item in camera. Be it resolved that council move in camera at 6:41 PM to discuss matters that are in preliminary stages and respecting which discussion in public could prejudice the municipality's ability to carry out its activities or negotiations as well as legal and personnel issues. And be it further resolved that the members of council agree to keep in confidence a matter that is discussed at a meeting that is closed to the public under section 152(3), and that the committee decides to keep confidential until the matter is discussed at a meeting of the council or of a committee conducted in public. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Doornbos, seconded by Deputy Mayor Marecki. All those in favor? We are in camera.
Okay.
Be it resolved that council move out of in camera at 7:44 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Doornbos, seconder, Councillor Slaker. All in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. We have no resolutions from in camera. Adjournment. Be it resolved that the council meeting be adjourned at 7:44 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconder. Councillor Cleveland. All in favor? That is unanimous. Good evening, everyone. Great evening.